All right, kids, what's up? Uh, Jasmine Crockett. I don't, I don't know what to say about this person. She is running for the Texas Senate seat, uh, and she is maybe the biggest race baiter I've ever seen. Like, her skin color defines who she is as a human being. Like, it's pretty wild. She doesn't stand for anything that I can discern. She, talks to a crowd depending on who that crowd is. Meaning, if she's talking to a college crowd with, intellectuals, her dialect will reflect that. If she's talking to, a crowd of black folks, then her dialect will reflect that crowd. And this is part of the dumb voter problem, right? Tom Bilyeu has expressed this, and it's a real thing. And it's not a partisan issue. It happens on the right, happens on the left. But this is the problem with identity politics. And this is why the Democrats will lose the presidency again in 28, because they don't have anybody. Like, they don't have anybody to run. Who are you going to run? Gavin Newsom? Like, that's literally your best shot. And that guy is a fucking disaster. Like, he's already defined who he is as a politician, right? And Jasmine Crockett, unfortunately, even though she's still relatively new, has already defined who she is as a politician. And she's an identity politician. Like, that's all that matters to her. And bashing Trump and having these little spats with Trump and trying to one-up Trump, right? If your platform is whatever Trump does, do the opposite, you've already failed, right? That guy is a dumpster fire. He's all over the map. He's threatened, I think, 6 countries just in the last 2 weeks, with everything from tariffs to outright war, bombing. Like, I wouldn't even mention his name. Be better than that, right? But she understands. She's like Conor McGregor. She reminds me a lot of Conor McGregor, meaning there is no such thing as bad press, right? She understands that, because everything that is said about her, she will immediately turn it around to either misogyny or racism. And that is her platform. If she has a platform, that's it. She doesn't have any kind of political, nothing new, nothing, it's misogyny and racism. Those are her bases. That's where she starts. That is the world through which she views the world. And that's just that. It's sad, not just for her, but for anybody. And she's a clown. She's an absolute, she is at least as much of a clown as Donald Trump is. And that guy's a pretty big clown. She's just on the opposite side of the aisle, but they're both clowns. Do better, America. Educate yourselves. Quit voting for these idiots.